Hey everybody, and welcome to Mike Nierychlo Online. That's me. Sharing my love for people, wine, and I'll say that one more time, definitely wine, food, and all things made passionately. Okay, today's show, I'm exploring a little bit of the eastern side of Canada. Doing a few episodes on the Ontario region. Now, it was my privilege to hang out in Ontario a little bit over the holidays, about a month ago, with some family over there. Took the time to spend, I only had a little time there, but a day touring around Niagara-on-the-Lake. Super cool little wine region of Ontario. Neat, quaint little town, a lot of neat little wineries. You can tell everybody's very close, everybody kind of knows everybody. Wineries are very close by. The production there kind of puts BC to shame. They got a lot more land growing, but just neat little town. I enjoyed it. Neat lakes, everything, Niagara Falls around the corner, hung out there. Anyway, while I was there was a certain grape variety that I was really impressed with, and that was their Sauvignon Blanc. I found consistency at every winery I stopped at. I don't remember how many I stopped at. There was a lot of wineries I stopped at out there, but consistency all the way across the board of their Sauvignon Blanc. Yeah, just made a really nice wine. I brought a couple back to share with you. Unfortunately, not going to be able to find them here in BC, but Ontario, you guys are doing a great job. So if anybody from BC is over there or people in Ontario watching this, make sure you check out these wines. I thoroughly enjoyed them. So a little bit on Sauvignon Blanc. Sauvignon Blanc, originally from the Loire Valley in France. They make a beautiful Sauvignon Blanc there. Sauvignon Blanc also very much one of the premier grape varieties in New Zealand. If you want some killer Sauvignon Blanc, New Zealand's one of the places to go. But you know what? In my opinion, I really like the subtleties of it in the Loire. In New Zealand, it's pretty pow. Anyway, the ones in Ontario I think are making a slight, it's kind of like a bridge between the two. Not quite New Zealand, not quite as pow in your face, and not quite as subtle as the Loire. So I'm going to get right into them and see what they have to offer. So the first one is from Palatine Hills. Did you have a look at the bottle there? Now, Palatine Hills, I loved stopping there. Palatine Hills, if you happen to watch this, thank you so much for being so hospitable. You guys are so friendly. The winery is pretty quaint, down to earth, not overly pretentious. Nobody's walking around in suits and ties or anything. It's just chill atmosphere. I really enjoyed it there. Had a blast just chatting away with your tasting room host. So again, thanks so much for your time, guys. Left a good impression on me. Okay, so this is their 09 Sauvignon Blanc. Now, as I mentioned, in the Loire and in New Zealand, there's some signature Sauvignon Blanc has. Typically, you get a lot of citrus fruit, some gooseberry, that kind of things. You usually get a bit of a grassiness, or green bell pepper. That's a huge signature of New Zealand. It's almost like you're biting into a green bell pepper. There's so much like herbaceousness on it, or vegetal characters. So many words like that. It tastes kind of like a green bell pepper, some chives, that kind of thing from New Zealand, with a lot of backbone of fruit. Anyway, I found a bit of balance at Palatine Hills, or in Ontario. Pretty stoked about their Sauvignon Blanc. So as you can see, just kind of a nice light golden color, slight greenish hue to it. It's a nice, actually it's a pretty color for wine. Anyway, on the nose, okay. The balance of this nose just kind of blows me away. It's got so much neat fruit, so much citrus. You get like a little bit of lemon lime, kiwi, tons of gooseberry. Make sure you try some gooseberries or find the smell of gooseberries. It's a beautiful smell. Or just buy this wine, smell it. You'll get an impression of what gooseberries smell like. A hint of like pear, some star fruit, those kind of things. Now, as well, it has that herbaceousness to it. Kind of herbal, whatever you want to call it, vegetal. But it doesn't come through and kick you in the teeth or the face. It's more subtle. In this case, it's more like, I don't know, like chickpea, or you know those peas that you just plant in your garden, kind of everybody does it, they're super sweet hanging on the vine. That's more what this is like, as opposed to green bell pepper that's really pungent. This is more subtle and just delicate, softer. Anyway, another neat thing with this one, it says on the bottle here, but they slightly oak it, which gives it a neat kind of creamy vanilla characteristic. And it comes through well. It's got this neat hint of vanilla, tons of starfruit, gooseberry, kiwi, a hint of that herbaceousness. Again, kind of like chickpeas, or not chickpeas, sorry, snow peas, light green peas. Yeah, fresh garden peas. Nice flavor. I really like that. It's savory, The finish just keeps going. A lot of that gooseberry on the finish. Nice wine. I like that. Well done, Paladin Hills. They also made a really nice Fumé Blanc, which is a fairly well-oaked Sauvignon Blanc. Quite enjoyable as well. The second one I picked up that I show off for you. This is the Trius 2009 Sauvignon Blanc. Now, Trius is another label that Hildebrand Winery is producing. Really enjoyed this one. First one here is about 16 bucks. This one here is 14 bucks. Can't complain about those prices. I like that. Little rinse here. All right, let's try the Trius out. Now this one, slightly lighter in color. Like I said, the other one had a hint of oak contact. This one, I believe, did not. Okay, on the nose. Similar, but very different wine. Now on the nose of this one, you get a lot more kind of green apple and pear. Definitely green apple and pear, a hint of kiwi. Now in this case, that herbaceousness is coming through, or vegetal play, is coming through a little bit more, I would say, like, kind of like slight chives or something a little bit spicier. Yeah, a little bit spicier than chickpea. Or, sorry, I keep saying chickpea, I mean snow pea. The green peas, not the white peas that you make hummus out of. Yeah, nice nose. Now Hildebrand Winery, definitely one of the bigger players out in the Ontario region. This as well is a nice wine. This one is a little bit more simple than the previous, but you know what? Slightly cheaper, slightly more simple, still a very nice wine. Definitely that gooseberry coming through. Some more, like I said, it's got kind of more pear, green apple, ever so slight. Still a bit of that, definitely that citrus, more limey, I would say on this one. You're getting more green citrus, I would say on this one. Yeah. Now, one thing they say on this one, they aged it on the lees. Now, on the lees, or in France they call it sur lie, on the lees, tends to give the wine a hint of just more full mouthfeel, more creamy mouthfeel, and I find that in this one. It's nice. It's just, they're both delicate wines, but they're right out there. I can't really see many people not liking this wine. So full of flavor. Yeah. Anyway, I just had to tell you about Sauvignon Blanc in Ontario. Pretty stoked about what they're doing there. Enjoying the Sauvignon Blanc. Thanks a lot, Ontario. Alright, I'll be carrying on in the next few episodes a few more wines I brought back from Ontario for you guys to check out. Pretty stoked about them. Alright, so thank you so much for watching today. Remember, wine, Canadian wine, depretensiousized. See you on the next episode.